Hello, friends. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach, coming here for day 12 of our 30-day series on relationship with yourself. And today we are talking about unrealistic expectations of yourself. Did you ever notice that you want to lose weight? You also want to wake up at 5 a.m. You also want to get ahead in your career. You also want to work on your relationship, and maybe you also want to travel the world. And sometimes we call that, oh, I'm a high achiever. That is the buzzword going around right now. And we take so much pride in being a high achiever and pushing ourselves and trying to prove to the world or trying to put a dent in the world because we just have to prove to somebody something about ourselves. Now, that right there, my friend, is an unhealthy aspect that exists in our relationship with ourselves. Imagine this. If you have a child and you want that child, let's say it's a 10-year-old child. We do have to use a age appropriate example. You want that child to do really good in school. You want them to ace in or do like really good in all the curricular activities and maybe have activity every single day. You want them to eat healthy. You want them to hold themselves accountable, keep their room clean, like everything. They are so disciplined. That's how you want them. Eventually, the child is going to break down. We all know that. We all know that there has to be some room for an individual to just breathe. That's why we have summer vacation. So in that age, we do have summer vacation. Every child gets to breathe at least a little bit. At least most children get to do that. But when we take that behavior into our adult life, there's no room to breathe. And we don't even realize you need room to breathe because we are so disconnected from ourselves. When you have those unrealistic expectations of yourself, they come from when you don't even feel yourself. It's almost like somebody is pinching you, but you're so numb that you can't even feel somebody's pinching you. And that is how we abuse ourselves. We expect so much from ourselves, and then when we don't meet that, we are comparing ourselves to other people. Then we get disappointed, and then it's like, why it's not happening? What is wrong with me? They're all kind of more unhealthy things are coming as a result of not meeting our unrealistic expectations. Now, for those of us, I have been there myself, who think that they have to achieve everything in the world. Ask yourself why. Why do you need to be on top in everything? Why do you need to look the way you want to look? Why do you need to be owning the kind of car, the kind of house you want? If the answer is, and now this is where you have to be very honest with yourself because no one else can do this work for you. No one can get in your head and see what's going on. If you're doing anything because somebody else has it, or someone else will validate you, or the society will validate you, or the invisible they that we use will validate you, it's coming from a place of seeking validation from outside of you. That means you don't have the capacity to validate yourself yet. You don't see that you are a complete being, even if you possess nothing, even if you have no achievement to your name, because that is a healthy relationship with yourself. When we don't have that, that is when we are trying to achieve. After we finish one master, we need the second master, then we need PhD. Yeah, if you want to learn all those things, I'm personally doing PhD program in metaphysics. I want to learn it. It's a lot of work. I want to learn it, but it's not to impress anybody. It's not to say, well, that person has it, or, my job title would be better, or, I'll have this title. It's none of that. It's pure curiosity. That is what's supposed to be our driving force. That is what comes to us naturally. But unfortunately, we live a life to impress other people. But in the process, you're suffering. So now let's look at what can we do about it. Let's start with making a list of things that you really want to do, or you feel like doing, or you think you should do. After you have that list, ask yourself very sincere, honest question. Why do I want to do it? Do I want to do it for myself? Do I want to do it for others? Or just stay quiet. Don't ask any further question. Just keep asking yourself, why is it important for me? And keep asking that why. You might have to work on one item per day because your unconscious mind won't let you in, because that is where you're going to free yourself from the bondage of being the high achiever. We can live all of our light without burning ourselves on both ends. When we are having unrealistic expectations of ourselves, we are burning the candle on both ends. It doesn't end good. That is when we end up having all kind of heart issues, lung issues, liver issues, pancreas issues in our 30s or 40s. That is what's going on. We are trying to be a high achiever according to the society standards. So first ask yourself that, and then find those things where you genuinely want to do something for yourself. Or see if you can shift it to a genuine reason towards yourself. I'll give you a very quick example. For about, I would say, 3 years, I wanted to lose 10 pounds. We all have had that story, right? We want to lose 10 pounds. We're trying this, we're trying that, we're trying this, we're trying that. One day I sat down with myself last year and I asked myself, why do you want to lose it? What will it do for you? Why is it important to you? It really came down to outer validation or how other people would perceive me. And that right there, I was like, oh, we are not doing that. You're just going to focus on yourself. You're just going to be happy. Yeah, we'll be mindful of less sugar and less fried food, general things. I only focused on being happy, being me, loving however I felt in my body. And over time, my body released about 20 pounds. Didn't do any crazy exercise, no gym trips, none of that. Used a little bit of essential oils here and there, but the whole focus was regulating my nervous system, seeking my own validation. And when we go that route, the weight is gone. It's effortless. That is exactly how everything else is in our life. When you stop putting that pressure on yourself to seek out a validation, you will see the being within you, the infinite being within you that has infinite energy will surprise you. You'll be able to do much more, but with so much less effort. Right now, I would say I have the most productive life in all the decades that I have lived. But also, right now, I have the least interest in impressing other people or seeking their validation. Since I don't have that from outside, I can input so much more. And the second aspect to it is when we do have those unrealistic expectations, we are looking for significance. We are looking for significance in those titles or medals or awards that we are going to win, in how other people will see us. That significance can only come from within you. If you're looking at outside of you, you're only going to end up in the deep side end of the pool. But when you are seeking that validation from within you, that I am complete, whoever I am, wherever I am, you start to feel complete and whole. And that is when you can access way more energy than you are accessing right now with the high achiever title, but much less burnt out. That is when you get that really high quality wax candle and you don't have to burn it on both ends to get the same amount of light. You can get the same or even more output with much less effort. So look at your life and ask yourself, what are the expectations I have of myself? And be honest with yourself if they are realistic or they are coming from a wounded place where you're seeking other people validations. Right now, at this point, if I share my schedule with you, you'll be like most people will be blown away, but how do you function? How are you able to do all these things? One might say, well, Alia, those are unrealistic expectations of yourself. But the truth is, I don't have any expectation of myself. I just ask myself, hey, what would you like to do? And there's so much room to expand. If I don't get to be on, like, follow my routine for one day, there's no guilt, there's no shame. It only gets like, oh well, today didn't go as I planned. Next day we start over. When we stop pulling on ourselves, we stop poking ourselves through guilt, shame, and judgment and self-abuse. When we stop doing that and we start connecting with ourselves from that deep love for ourselves, that validation for ourselves, and seeing the completeness within us without any achievement, when we get there, you'll be so surprised how much more you'll be able to add in your life and in life of other people. So that is all for today. Take a inventory of expectations that you have in your life. Make note of where they are coming from, transform them into, can you do them for the sake of just yourself? And even if you're doing it like, oh, so I can retire in peace, so this and that, my friend, no one has seen retirement. Yes, we are preparing for it. But if today you're working 20 hours so you can retire fine, most likely you won't even make it to retirement. So bring compassion in your today's life. And also remember, you're a human, not a robot. And if you treat yourself like a robot, your body will take such a revenge from you that it will tell you, it will remind you, you are a human in a human body, but with unlimited potential. So we are ending with that for sure this time. I will see you again next time. Sending you so much love. Bye.